Hi, my name is Gabriel, again here in Richmond, Virginia, Libby Hill Park. This time I want to talk about why Egypt is so ass. Why? And I explain why it's such a negative country and why that happened. You know, everybody knows the Egypt many years ago. Many years ago was a huge power. They everybody admired them because of the pyramids. Oh, man. The pyramids, the technology that they had. Oh my God, it doesn't look nice. The food, the culture, all those things. Aliens, that kind of stuff. But the thing is that besides just like inflation, the politics, the economy, you can blame it in the colonization, everything. The Egypt was the center of the earth, with the pharaohs, the science, knowledge. But what is the fault? You know, we can blame in all of this. I was just talking about. But what if I tell you that the roots of that, they come from the Bible? The funny, a couple months ago, I was reading the Bible. To be honest, I started reading I read the Bible many times, not fully, but many, versicles, stories, and everything. And I never got the knowledge about the story of Noah. I knew that, the flood, the animals, how everybody wasn't believing that he actually talked to God and God told him to build a boat and everything. But there's a little fun. It's a really fun and interesting, wild story in Genesis 9 when after the flood, after everything that happened, Noah, he built a vehicle, planted, a vehicle, and he got drunk and he drank wine. He got really drunk, and he went inside his tent and he got naked. And his son, his son, Cam, saw him naked and made fun of him. And he made fun of him. He mocked his dad, and he went to his other siblings. I think it's Seth. What is the order? I forgot. Wait, what is the order? Is Seth? Música. Cam, Sem, and Japheth. Japheth? Pretty sure, yeah, Japheth, whatever. So he come went and made fun of his father and told it to his brothers. Look, that is drunk. That is crazy. He's naked. And then his brothers came. They were like, man, this is not really nice. And then you see how things were. Seth and Japheth, they went and they turned their back. One each side, they put a rope, so then they wouldn't see his father. They backed up, and they threw the rope on their father, so they wouldn't see his father naked, and they would cover his father with the cloth. The next day, know what happened? Noah woke up and got to know about the story, and he said, he cursed Cam, and what is it called? And he cursed Cam. I don't know how you say this. Let me translate this to English. cursed be Canaan. A servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. So basically, he was saying that the descendants of Cam would be servants of his siblings, his brothers' descendants. And Cam is the father of the nation Canaan, and he's also ancestor of the group called Mizraim, which second Genesis 10, that's the group of people that gave the orange to Egypt. And look, it says here, Mizraim gave Ludum, Anaman, Liban, and the Egyptians. And that means that the descendants of Cam, they were, and including the Egyptians, they were cursed to be the servants of their brothers Seth and Joseph descendants. So throughout the Bible, the Egypt shows many shows the symbols. It shows the oppression. It shows as a oppression symbol, and the pride, the human pride, was there in the beginning. That the people of God, the chosen people of God, of the Israelites, that they were the Israelites were slaved by them. So that between this time, between Noah and the Egypt slaving the Israelites, between that time came a guy called Joseph. Joseph, there's a story about Joseph, how he was one of the youngest, and his father loved him amongst his son. I forgot his father's name, and his brothers, they, because of jealousy, they took him and they threw him in a hole, and they sold him for, I think it wasn't for the Egyptians, it was for somebody else. I forgot. And well, through the grace of God, he was able to turn into the governor of Egypt after going to the prison and be accused of falsely of seducing the minister of Egypt, seducing the minister, the woman of the minister of Egypt. So between that time, Joseph came, and then he became one of the governors, and then his brothers find out many years later that he was the governor, and through like the famine, through the hunger, they came, and Joseph, they didn't know that was Joseph, their brother, that was the governor of Egypt, and he helped them. So after that, he revealed to them that he was his brother. What happened? Everybody, oh, so nice, everybody hugged, and he said, okay, I'll forgive you guys, whatever. So that's when the Israelites, they become to populate Egypt for 400 years. And after a while, after the old Pharaoh died, and many pharaohs died, and the Israelites became a big population. It says about 1 million men. So 1 million men, we can say about 3 million people. They start slaving the Israelites, put them to work. Let's build the Sphinxes. Let's build the pyramids, man. I don't want you guys. So it was then that after the story, God sent the 10 plagues and destroyed the Egyptian army, and it showed that no nation would be on top of God's without any punishment. And we can see today Egypt, it is a prophecy that was fulfilled, even if you don't believe in the Bible. Egypt, you can ask yourself, okay, I don't believe in the Bible, but how those things happen? Well, man, I'm giving explanation for you right now. How every single empire, were the Romans, the Persian Empire, the Genghis Khan Empire, which was the biggest empire. It came from Europe all the way to South Asia. All of those empires, they are gone, and all of those lands that were owned, they're destroyed. Their economy is bad. And yeah, I'm giving explanation right now. So every man, the funny thing, I was watching a video about yesterday about a guy. I wish to go to Egypt one day and then get to see the pyramids. But like nobody that goes there says good things about Egypt. Not because the nature, but how the economy works. Everybody tries to scam you. They get mad at you. They threat you. And it lives in ruins. The tourism is unstable. The politics is unstable. The military system is unstable. Everything is unstable. And the funny thing is that they're Muslim, and the Muslim countries, they usually have this mindset of eye for eye, teeth for teeth. So if I steal somebody, I get my hand cut away, amputated. If I kill somebody, I got my son killed. I got myself killed. And every single Muslim country, they follow this rule, and Egypt don't. And you can see that Egypt is a mess. And a nation with such a history, with so much potential, has such a phantom, such a ghosted glory that never gonna come back again, And because it rejected the truly God in all aspects, idols, idolatry, and I mean, the Israelites, they were punished after that because the Egyptian, after 400 years, after 400 years you being a strange land, they got the costumes of the Egyptians. So they got their habits, their idols, and they started taking for them. And then God had to put the Ten Commandments and get over with all of that. So the curse of camel wasn't just for his family. It is a pattern. All the nations that make fun, that mocked the truth, mocked the God, and they use pagan and idolatry costumes, they're punished. All of the countries that use those practices, they're punished. Yeah, there's no explanation. I'm telling you, that's the truth. You can read the books. You can use the geopolitics and match with the history. That's what happened. And Egypt is just an example. I'm not gonna go into that because everybody, okay, now you're going crazy, now you're judging people. But just take a look at South Asia. You can have pyramids, gold, army, and science, but if you don't have a fear of God, He's gonna throw something on you, man. And this lesson just doesn't apply just for nations, it applies for you. And something that my mom tells me, and her mom told her, and I really, really believe, cursing's work, man. If you curse, or you being cursed from somebody, especially from your parents, that stuff gonna affect you in the future. Your kid is gonna born with another finger or something. But don't take things in a funny way. All right. So yeah, now you know.